And McKelvey, but no good there. Pulled down again by Drew McGuire, who's in on the tackle with a little help from his friends, as Fagnani, though, picks up the first down.
This game has been played since back in 1970. West has had the best of it throughout the years. The last time that West did not win this game, 89, when the two teams tied, and Fagnani running right up the middle to the 39-yard line. And that's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards. So early on here, Chuck, West has their ground game running, and look how much room he has, the point of attack, as the West blockers pushing East back.
All the big guys up front really making some room for Fagnani. Back-to-back 7-yard carries. And if that's going to be the storyline, it's going to be trouble for East, because that's one of their strengths, their interior defense. And right now they're being manhandled here in the early going.
And again, they keep the ball on the ground, and Fagnani again, and that time he is hit, maybe got a yard.
Eric Inslinger, you see him right there with the big heads up to stop Fagnani. A little help as well from Dan McKelvey. We'll look at it again. They're going with their horse in the backfield, and there's the initial hit by McKelvey, and then Inslinger comes in to finish him off. It will be a third down and call it a long two.
Well, this is a huge game for both teams. Playoff implications all over the place. Figure that the team that loses here tonight is out of the playoffs. Both teams 4-2. Both teams lost heartbreakers at the end of the game to Chamonix. Third down and 1. Fagnani gets the call and very close to the first down.
Well, it's all going to depend upon the spot here. That's how close it is. We'll wait and see how Randy Cuthbert, he's talking to Joe DiGiacomo, waiting for this measurement. And it looks like they're going to move the chains. Looks like they're going to give them the first down. Remember, Randy, that Randy Cuthbert has not lost a game here at War Memorial. He has lost 2 games this year, but has not lost here on his own home turf.
Well, he lost to North Penn, and Randy Cuthbert, 4-2 in his first year of coaching, never lost a game as a player in 3 years. He was a perfect 33-0. Keep the ball on the ground again, and Fagnani getting a lot of action here early on. Remember that CB West best ball carrier James West not with the club. He suffered a really horrific knee injury a couple of weeks ago. Not only ACL damage, but MCL damage as well. He is lost for the season. And he was expected to be their number 1 back and big ball carrier. So a lot of guys have had to fill in for CB West.
Well, you can see Inslinger looking at Fagnani saying, are you carrying the football on every play? Because that definitely seems to be the case. 5th carry of the ball game for Jim Fagnani, the senior, really carrying the load early here for CB West.
The ball just inside East territory. 2nd down and 7. And again, it is Fagnani. He gets down close to the 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 3. 7:40 to go, first period. East and West. And, you know, forget the records. Just the fact that this is such a big event here in Doylestown. The 2 high schools of the region going head-to-head against one another. A lot of bragging rights on the line here tonight.
Well, Larry Green hopes that the bragging rights will come his way for once. As you mentioned, East having a tough time when they match up with West. Have not picked up a victory since 1983. And if there was ever a year, this could be the year for the Patriots.
3rd down and 4. East operating in that 4-4 defense. They like to stun up front. The call to Aaron Kennedy. He's got the first down and more. Gets inside the 40-yard line. And again, West will move the chains. Kennedy, who has been a key replacement for West. He's had some big touchdown runs. His first carry of the game, and he gets the first down.
Well, you can see the speed of Aaron Kennedy as he takes off to the left side, follows his blocking Inslinger there to make the tackle to bring him down. But good explosive speed by the tailback, Aaron Kennedy, 5'9", senior weighing in 165.
And a great block at the point of attack by the fullback Clay Lepley that time to spring him out to the left. They hand the ball inside, and that time Lepley is thrown back on the tackle, number 30, Mike Zopp. He is a 3-year starter. Zopp at 6'3", 240.
Well, Zopp's a big guy. He's another 2-way player for Coach Green. And you're going to watch him again go to work on Lepley. Lepley first hit initial contact by Drew McGuire. Then coming over the top, Mike Zopp to knock him down. They're going to give him a pickup of maybe 2 on that carry. Big guys up front getting a good look at big number 46, Joe McNichol. He's another guy that wreaks havoc up on the defensive line for the Patriots.
Second down and 9 from the 37. DiGiacomo wants to run, could not turn the corner, is going to be dropped for a loss of 3.
Mike Zopp in on the tackle again with a little help from Joe McNichol. I'll tell you, McNichol, and some great pressure up front by Zopp, and not much DiGiacomo could do in that situation. As we look at it one more time, fake coming up the middle to Fagnati, and you can see DiGiacomo trying to follow his lead blocker, trying to make some room for him, and nowhere to go as he's pulled down. Very nice defensive stop by the Patriots.
Joe DiGiacomo facing 3rd and 11 from the 39-yard line now. This drive has eaten up better than half of the first period. 5:18 to go. East has yet to have the ball in this game. DiGiacomo out of the shotgun, trying to set up a screen. He has it. Aaron Kennedy with the football, and he is going to be dropped. Tackle made by Mark Hughes, number 2.
Well, Hughes with some good speed, and that's what they needed to pull down Kennedy. Nice shoestring tackle to pull him down with a little help once again by Eric Inslinger. As we'll look at it again, DiGiacomo lets the defense come his way to flood him out and try to set up that screen. Good reception being pulled in by Kennedy, and you can see what he does after the catch. And a nice tackle also coming over the top was Bob Graham.
Now the play actually picks up 7 yards, so 4th and 4, and CB West will go for it. So the first of what figures to be many big plays in this game, trying to keep this drive alive. DiGiacomo, play action, looking down the field, has a man wide open, and this is going to be a touchdown. Derek Kinzel, and CB West strikes first. Kinzel was all by himself. Breakdown right there, and no penalty flags are down. That's a touchdown for the Bucs.
Well, that's it. They really sold the run coming out the middle, and Kinzel was able to free himself up, and Joe DiGiacomo just lost one up. And the Bucs are jumping right now. Big strike, CB West drawing first blood here in this big ball game tonight from War Memorial.
So a touchdown pass from DiGiacomo to Derek Kinzel, and a great opening drive. As the drive goes 77 yards for the first score of the game. And on for the extra point now is James Wyberly. And Wyberly right through the upright. Well, they say it is good. Well, the head official, Jim Stevenson, was waving as if to say no good, but it's good. 7-0 to score the Bucs. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Joe DiGiacomo to Derek Kinzel, a 34-yard touchdown pass, culminating a 77-yard drive, and very, very impressive. We'll take a look at the touchdown one more time. And sure, it looks like there's a complete breakdown here. Well, look at this great play fake. He sells the run, and Kinzel just kind of goes out in the secondary. There's nobody even within 15 yards of him.
Well, you're right, really sold the run. Next closest player was Kyle Myers, and he escorts Kinzel into the end zone. Big catch by Derek. The senior's got to be pleased, and he's jumping for joy. Randy Cuthbert has to be pleased with the opening drive set up by the CB West offense.
Now, this is a big game for East. They have not beaten their crosstown rivals for 18 years. They had a tie back in 1989, but West owned East during the 90s. They owned virtually everybody else. They were 88-2 in the league, and they've already lost 2 league games this year, so a little bit of a drop-off. Of course, you lose a game at West, and it's a drop-off. East will touch the ball for the first time in this game. And it's Brian Hogan returning it. Hogan had an 89-yard touchdown return on a kickoff against Pennsbury. It proved to be the game-winning play. And here is onto the field now the quarterback, Josh Felicetti. He will be under tremendous pressure here tonight. Felicetti, a 3-year starter, very good basketball player as well. And he's one of the key men in that backfield.
Josh has a lot of help. Felicetti with Mark Hughes and Bobby Holmes, a nice 1-2 punch. And we'll try to see if East tries to mimic exactly what West just did in their opening drive. They'd like to pound the ball between the tackles.
First down play, and jitterbugging to the outside is Hughes, and he's got a big play right off the bat.
There is the 5'11 senior Mark Hughes. We told you the speed and power of this 1-2 punch in the backfield for CB East. And Hughes will come up with a big 8-yard carry on his first attempt of the ball game.
So this drive starting at the 18-yard line, and Hughes with some nice running here as he shifts gears, gets through the initial hole, and then he's going to be dragged down here, holding on for dear life is Aaron Kennedy to make the stop. Second down and 2 from the 26. And the ball loose on the ground. A penalty flag comes in. With the ball is O'Donnell, and he's got some room, and he's going to get out and pick up a first down, but now we'll check the penalty.
Oh, Mike O'Donnell, what a job of making something happen there as he scampers off out of bounds to the right side, and they are going to move the chains. So another first down for the Patriots.
Well, apparently Jim Stevenson picked up the flag. It looked like a flag had been thrown in the backfield.
There it is, a little mishap. And
wow.
Boy, well, look at the way O'Donnell just goes after that football. Mike, a good job of keeping it in his presence, and he makes a nifty move to cut out to the right side, breaks a tackle from Bagnati. He's also being tracked down by Andy Ackley, and he picks up the first down for the Patriots.
And a nice defensive play made, jumping into the air to knock it down.
First pass attempt by Felicetti, incomplete, knocked away. Pretty good defensive front. As
Mike Wynn was the man who knocked the ball down. Wynn wearing number 77 tonight. And he was able to get up in the air and swat it away. And there is Mike Wynn. And now timeout is going to be called here as CB West will take a timeout. Exactly 3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. And West leading East by a score of 7-0.
Well, big break for CB East, especially by Mike O'Donnell with a little bit of exchange from their quarterback, Josh Felicetti. He was able to turn a disastrous play into something positive. Larry Green right now trying to get his troops under wraps, even though his team does trail by 7. There's still some good things that could come from this offense because they have a lot of power and speed in the backfield, and they're going to need that now. And CB West came out exactly what we expected CB East to be doing in this ball game, really keeping it between the tackles and really playing smash-mouth football and pounding it up. And West, with Bagnati, did a nice job of setting up the touchdown pass to Kinzel, and that's where we stand with a 7-0 ball game.
Chuck, what East would like to do, they would like to spread West out a little bit. They'd like to, when they have to put the ball in the air, kind of have a short passing game, little control passes, hitches, some misdirection when you run the ball, some counter plays. They run that counter tray. And we'll see if they're able to accomplish that. Easier said than done against a very tough West defense. Second down and 10. This is the first carry for Bobby Holmes. And Holmes, a big guy, 6'3", 240. Those are the kind of numbers you see a fullback have in the NFL rather than high school.
Well, Holmes, a guy who's heavily recruited by the University of Richmond, some great size. He barrels up the middle. As you can see, stopping him in his tracks right there was Andy Ackley. Andrew's been on a couple of plays, finishing off Patriot runners, and there is the Patriot. Big crowd tonight, standing room only here at War Memorial. And this is the game that we all expected to be a fun one, and we're getting just that here in the first quarter.
Third down and 6. Felicetti with 3 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. Felicetti looking, firing out here. Ball caught, but it's not going to be a first down. Ball was caught over there by Mark Hughes. He juggled the ball, and while he was trying to gain possession, he was hit and thrown back. So not much of a gain. It'll be 4th down and 5, and he still have to punt.
Well, like as you mentioned, they were trying to get these short out passes. There's Felicetti, throws it out, but it's in a good distance. You can see coming up with the football used, but he is wrapped up immediately. Good coverage by Tom Smitham, and it's a punting situation for the Patriots.
A short wobbly kick, ball taken right at the 30-yard line as the fair catch is called for. And with the fair catch, that is Derek Kinzel, who caught the touchdown in this game and separates the two clubs. West leading 7-0 with 1:40 left to go here in the first quarter.
So the West doing the job of holding the East offense, and now they will have the football for the second time here in the first quarter. If you look at the big guy, Bobby Holmes, anchoring this Patriot defense, they have to keep Jim Fagnani in check because he has been the workhorse here in the early going for the Bucks.
First time West had the ball, they went 77 yards on a scoring drive. They start here 1st and 10 at the 30. In motion goes Myers. They keep the ball on the ground. Aaron Kennedy, and he's got a 9-yard pickup on 1st down.
Zop on the tackle as well as Holmes, but Kennedy showing that speed as we talked about, and he gets out with a big pickup, picking up 9. The second carry, a big one. He's got 2 for 15, and here's Kennedy. What a hole, as you can see, getting knocked back on the play. Nate Chubb, not much he could do as Zop and Holmes finish off Kennedy, but he does pick up 9 on that carry.
Now they ran right behind Gene Rich, number 55, and Justin Alton, number 76. Alton, the Division I prospect, who had an ankle injury earlier in the season, and now DiGiacomo with kind of a quick count as see what they're going to do. I don't know whether they're going to call a penalty flag here. Nobody else moved except for the center and the quarterback. I think that's what they're discussing, and it just looked like illegal procedure, and that's indeed what it is. Sometimes the quarterback, Chuck, will get up there and he'll just say, if I give a certain count, just snap the ball immediately. And sometimes he's able to get 4 or 5 yards. Not that time, though.
And that's what Giacomo must have seen a big opening in the Patriot defense, but a little bit of motion is going to bring that one back, and it's going to be a 5-yard deficit, though, for the Bucks. Giacomo over to the sidelines talking to Randy Cuthbert right now, tried to get one away rather quickly. You can see Randy getting it explained by our official tonight. That's Jim Stevenson. He's trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. Cuthbert and his signal caller, Joe DiGiacomo. Randy, we've seen DiGiacomo play against St. Joe Prep, and boy, what this kid can do with the football is just utterly amazing. He can run with it, he can throw, very athletic, and as you mentioned, he could really play a heads-up game, and that's one of the big strengths of this West offense.
It's interesting, too, that every time there is a little bit of a timeout, a chance to go over to talk to his coach, DiGiacomo does that. He's over there like 1 out of every 2 plays. DiGiacomo throwing off balance off his back foot, and this one's out of bounds. It was intended for Derek Kinzel, the man who caught the touchdown before, and not the best way to throw when you're backing up and off your back foot trying to throw the ball 40 yards down the field.
Yeah, the shotgun in effect. The snap was a little high. Giacomo gave one pump fake. He was under heavy pursuit, too, by Joe McNichol, and he gets the football away, but you see intended for Kinzel, and not much he could do there. He was covered by Dan McKelvey. That was the first incompleted pass of the day for Joe DiGiacomo. 3 for 4 from the air.
Pretty good arm strength right there to be able to throw that ball when you're going backwards off the back foot. Here's 3rd down and 6. DiGiacomo wants to throw again. Aaron Kennedy has the ball. He's hit immediately, fumbles, and it's recovered. Getting on the ball was Jim Mitchell. That could have been disaster for the Bucks. Mitchell, the only man in the vicinity, and he was able to get to it quickly.
Yeah, big heads-up play. You're right. If the Patriots able to get on that loose ball, it would be an excellent field position. There's the throw by DiGiacomo, and the reception coming in by Kennedy, and he is hit. And I'm not sure if that was Mike Zop with the hit on that play. He seemed to be out there, but you can see falling on the football, Jim Mitchell. Right now, a timeout on the field.
Elise has taken timeout. Only 4 seconds left to be played here. In this first quarter, West took the opening kickoff, went 77 yards, scoring finally on a pass from Joe DiGiacomo to Derek Kinzel. Kinzel was wide open, a 34-yard touchdown. And here now is the coach, Larry Green. Green, who has had actually 2 tours of duty here as a coach. He was the head man here from 86 to 91 and went to Pennsbury for a number of years, came back in 96. And this is his 6th year in term number 2.
Only has 99 career victories, and boy, if he could pull number 100 out, what a memorable win it will be for Coach Larry Green. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Really does a great job for CB East, and very well liked by his ball players as well.
He's a very modest guy and didn't want a whole lot of, I guess, a matter made of the 99 wins, but boy, you're not kidding. If he wins this thing, and there's a good bounce for East, and East is going to have terrific field position right here. Larry Green, and that is the end of the first quarter with a score. West 7, East nothing. Back in Doylestown right after this for the second quarter. The Doylestown Civil War moves to the second quarter. Bands in attendance here tonight, and some rather large bands at that. We're set now for the second quarter. West ahead in this game 7-0, and East really didn't do much, Chuck, the first time they had the football. And right now they're going to try to get things loaded up, down a touchdown. They do have very good field position to start their second drive of the night.
Well, one thing we have to remember is East won the toss, but they elected to kick to CB West, and on that opening drive they would put 7 points on the board. But the second tour, on that second drive by West, they were able to actually put them at a stop, and here come the Patriots with their second possession, and they have pretty decent field position.
Josh Felicetti tried to hand the ball off, nobody there, and Felicetti is going to make the most of a bad play. Actually ends up getting 2 yards on the play. Moves the ball into CB West territory, but that could have been a disaster right there as he ran into the intended ball carrier and then had to get what he could.
And miscommunication in the backfield. We'll look at it again. Everyone seems to get bunched up, and you can see right there Felicetti just makes the turn and goes off the left side. Finishing him off, you'll see Clay Lepley coming in to wrap him up, as well as Andrew Ackley. Ackley, we've mentioned his name a number of times here in the early going, has been in on a number of different tackles in this ball game.
Second down and 8 for CB East. Trying to do what no East team has done since '83, and that's win a game against West. Flags all over the place, ball thrown out, but the play stopped. This will probably be a legal procedure here against Central Bucks East. There's the man in charge tonight, Jim Stevenson, with his refereeing corps. And I'll tell you, this has to be a fun game to referee as well. We've seen games around the area sometimes. You get a couple of hundred people at a high school football game. Here tonight, close to 10,000 people, no tickets available, even the sold-out tickets. The standing room only tickets were sold out.
Everyone's fighting to get into Memorial Field because it is a war between East and West. And as you mentioned, Larry Green looking for that 100th win, and he's up against a tough CB West team. Both teams coming in with identical records. And, boy, the Patriot team coming off a tough loss against the Chamonix. And you know they want to prove themselves in this ball game tonight, especially against their foes, CB West.
Fans were here early tonight. They were lined up at the gates. And a lot of people in very festive garb, some people in no garb, just wearing paint tonight. Felicetti to throw. Lofts the ball out, has a man, and threw it over the wrong shoulder that time. Mark Hughes had to make an adjustment. He was looking over his right shoulder, then had to look back, and the ball's incomplete.
You can see East trying to take advantage of Hughes' speed right down the left sideline. Lofted up by Josh Felicetti as he just threw it over that left shoulder, and that was a tough way to come around and pick that up. And coverage on the play by Jim Mitchell was there with him stride for stride. Mitchell has a tough assignment when Hughes leaves the backfield.
Felicetti had gone over to talk to Larry Green, his coach. Now he'll go into the shotgun. This is 3rd down and 14. Felicetti trying to set up a screen, ball off the hands of the intended receiver. Mark Hughes was there. They faked the ball to him, and then he cut it up. The ball hit him and bounced high into the air. Fortunately for East, nobody in the secondary was close to it.
Yeah, Felicetti with a pump fake. We'll look at it again out of the shotgun, and you'll see Mark Hughes cutting across on a crossing pattern here. Just gets it off the hand, and boy, that could have been disastrous. Well, it does fall into open territory, and it will be a punting situation now for the Patriots.
So the Patriots had the ball in good field position, unable to do anything with it. And here is a fair catch as this one's made by number 24, Derek Kinzel, at the 25-yard line. And that's where West will take the ball with 10:33 left to play here in the first half. They lead 7-0.
Kinzel, he is the recipient of that touchdown pass from 34 yards out. Jody Giacomo, 4 for 5, showing a lot of efficient passing here in the early going for the Bucks with that one touchdown pass, and that is the only score in the ball game. We'll see if West continues to try to churn up the yardage on the ground. They've been working a lot with Jim Fagnani. He's carried the ball 6 times today. 6 carries now for 31 yards.
This is Aaron Kennedy with the football, and he is hit hard. He'll pick up 2 yards.
Mike Zopp there on the tackle, as well as big number 73, Bob Bram. And there is Kennedy with his 3rd carry of the ball game.
Dave McLean was in there as well, number 75. Take a look right here as Kennedy tries the right side, and he is hit immediately and spins for a couple of yards.
Just look at the offensive surge. Justin Aunton really trying to clear it away for Kennedy, just fighting Patriot defenders. Some big boys up front trying to pave the way for this Bucks backfield.
Out of the I formation, the up man, Fagnani, gets it, and he crashes ahead. He's going to be up to a first down marker here and maybe beyond, and he is indeed. Fagnani, the key man here on offense in this ball game. He has already picked up 36 yards.
Fagnani just bursting up the middle. Watch the power and speed. Great combination. Protects the football with both hands. Just runs right over Inslinger. I tell you, Eric Inslinger was right there, and Fagnani said, "Hey, you want to go for a ride?" And he picks up the first down to move the chains for the Bucks.
And the ball at the 37-yard line. This drive began at the 25. The Bucks with a 7-0 lead and driving. Again, the handoff, Fagnani running hard. He crosses the 40-yard line to the 42, and that's going to be a pickup of 5. But Fagnani just keeps those legs driving and is able to get some hard-fought yardage.
Oh, he does, and as you mentioned, he's been carrying the load early. We'll get a look at the run, this time off the right side, and look at the hole. Great lead blocking for him. Hughes over there as well as Inslinger again, and Graham over the back. Everyone's trying to get into the action to bring down big Jim Fagnani.
Play actually picks up 6 yards, so call it 2nd down and 4. The ball just shy of the 43-yard line. And again, they keep the ball on the ground. Aaron Kennedy breaks a tackle, and he takes it to midfield. That's going to be another first down for West.
Eric Inslinger again on the tackle. Boy, Eric's had a lot of work, and they're getting back into the secondary, and that's why he has to make the stop. Looking at Kennedy one more time, showing the power and now the speed of Kennedy. He's off to the right side. Some very nice blocking. There's Inslinger with a nice tackle to bring him down, but he does move the chains for the Bucks.
When you look at the ground game of CB West, a year ago they had Phil DiGiacomo, one of the all-time greats at the school. He was to be replaced by James West. West went down early in the season with a knee injury, and he's kind of been running back by committee as they've spread the wealth around, and this play will pick up a couple of yards. It's interesting to note that East lost their best runner from a year ago, Brian Tingle, who had over 1,800 yards. So both teams had to replace key guys.
And that's it. Fagnani, though, doing a job right now. Really nice job of following the lead, blocking by Justin Aunton. He picks up yet a couple of more. 2nd down and 7 situation for the Bucks. And Randy just pounding it up the middle and trying to mix that power and speed.
This is classic Central Bucks West football, and again, it is Jim Mitchell, and he has a big hole to run through, and he will be close to a first down. Mitchell with his first carry of the night.
Well, Mitchell, a 5'8 senior, weighing just 162, but he's got some size and speed, and you can see, look at the hole there. Arm tackles are not going to get the job done, as Mitchell gets awfully close to picking up a first down. Zopp there to wrap him up.
West already has a touchdown that resulted from a 77-yard drive. This drive started at their own 25. They're at the East 40. Mitchell again, the ball carrier, spins away, 35-30, still on his feet inside the 25-yard line. And the Central Bucks West ground game right now just chewing up the East defense.
Well, there's a nice spin move by Jim Mitchell as we'll look at the run one more time. Mitchell going off the right side, breaking a couple of tackles. There's one spin move. Keeps his balance, and you'll see him make another move right here. He tries to elude and does. Matt Pocock, and here's Zopp coming from behind to pull down Mitchell, but he does move the chains once again for the Bucks.
The ball at the East 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. DiGiacomo has used 4 different ball carriers in this game, and all have been effective. Mitchell again. Mitchell still on his feet. Another first down. And Mitchell goes all the way down to the 3-yard line. What a run.
Wow, just kept those legs churning, fighting off arm tackles, and Mike Zopp and Matt Pocock have to pull him down because there ain't no stopping Jim Mitchell right now. Watch the way he just breaks a tackle right there out of the arms of Bob Graham. He keeps going, a couple more arm tackles, and finally, Matt Pocock and Mike Zopp come up to bring him down, but another big carry by the senior, Jim Mitchell.
Ends up down at the 8-yard line, a pickup of 15. Mitchell only 5'8", 162. This time the call is Fagnani, and he plunges forward as he gets inside the 5-yard line. This has been one impressive drive, and they've done it all primarily on the ground.
That's it. They've been plowing up the middle with Fagnani, and then all of a sudden, letting Jim Mitchell use his speed to the outside. Aaron Kennedy with a couple of touches as well, and they go back to the workhorse Fagnani, and he comes up picking up 3 yards on that carry.
I'm not sure there has been a pass on this drive. This has been all on the ground. And right now, West trying to make it pay off.
It has been. It's been a ground attack for the Bucks. Joe DiGiacomo orchestrating a really nice drive here, Randy.
This drive has lasted just about 6.5 minutes. And again, it is the fullback, Jim Mitchell, but this time he is hit and may actually have lost a yard.
Everything was positive for Mitchell thus far. He's had some big gainers. 15-yard pickup, and you'll see this time he tries to go to the left side. Graham just wraps him up. The big guy, Bob Graham, the senior, 6 foot, 220 pounders, gets that big bear claw around the pull down Mitchell.
So the ball at the 4-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down now. The clock running, 4:55 to go. This drive chewing up both yardage and clock. DiGiacomo wants to throw, lobs it out, touchdown to Mitchell. And it's so fitting that Mitchell scores. He did the bulk of the work on that drive with some great runs. They faked the ball into the line. They drew the linebackers up, and Mitchell slipped behind them for the score.
4-yard touchdown pass, and you're right. The 5th completion for DiGiacomo, another winning one for a touchdown. As you mentioned, they did it all on the ground, and they saved the best for last with a nice screen play out to Jim Mitchell. And the senior gallops in for the 2nd score of the ball game. 13-0 Bucks pending this extra point.
And it really has been the way they have done it. There's James West, number 5, who's out with the knee injury, and now the extra point attempt. This one will be tried by James Wyberly. And the kick is good. So with 4:43 left to play, now a penalty flag comes in. Let's see if that'll affect the extra pointer, whether it'll be tacked on the kickoff. 4:43 left to play. We think it is 14-0, but we'll have to make sure, as the officials will talk it over here.
You look at Jim Stevenson, John Moscow having a few words.
And roughing the kicker, and that's probably going to be assessed on the kickoff, or will they just decline it? I think they'll just decline it. So with 4:43 left to play here in the first half, it's Central Bucks West 14, Central Bucks East 0. Back right after this. It has been all West so far, Chuck. A 77-yard touchdown drive, then a 75-yard touchdown drive just completed here in the 2nd quarter. They've done it mostly through on the ground, but the 2 touchdowns have come in the air. And what has been most impressive is they've taken about 7 minutes off the clock in each quarter.
Well, that was the case. They've been chewing up the clock, really just chewing up the turf. But this time they go to the air, and how appropriately going to Mitchell, who did a nice job of carrying the football, and he makes the reception for the 2nd score and the 2nd touchdown pass of the ballgame for DiGiacomo. As you mentioned, the first touchdown going to Derek Kinzel from 34 yards out, and that will be a 4-yard combination. Both extra points have been made, and there is the buck. And it looks like it's stopping right here in the early going at CB West. That's a 14-0 lead. Boy, they have come out, and they are ready to play here at the War.
And the Bucks haven't stopped here yet. 2 great touchdown drives, and now a little bit of a crisis for East, and this kick right out of the end zone. So a touchback, and now East will get the ball at their 20-yard line. And Chuck, East almost has to make something happen here in the last 4:43 of the first half. They're down 2 scores.
Well, that's it. It's going to be very important for East to get into their offense right now. Boy, what a kick by Wyberly. James Wyberly just knocking out of the end zone. You can see the adrenaline really flowing now with a 2-touchdown lead. And as you mentioned, it's going to be very important now for the Patriots to really settle down. They have to get a score with 4:43 remaining here in the first half. They can't let things get away from them right now. Have to protect the football. They have the horses to get the job done.
This is probably not the position East wanted to be in, where they have to throw the football a little more than they intended to. Felicetti, though, with a great arm, and he'll use it right here. They fire it out, a short completion. It's the ball.
And Pocock with that reception. And that's Matt's first catch of the ball game.
Pocock was hit immediately that time by Doug Ortiz, who is wearing number 5 tonight. That's James West's old number. So a short gain of 5 yards. It's 2nd down and 5. The clock running, 4:10 left to go before the end of the first half.
All inside handoff there. Enslinger, boy, nice play.
There's the counter Trey in action right there, and he picks up a first down, gets 8 yards on the carry, moves the ball out to the 33-yard line.
Oh, that might be the shot in the arm the Patriots need right now. They have to mix things up, and Eric Enslinger has a lot of room to work with. And you can see he's pulled down by Kinzel, but he does move the chains for the Patriots.
1st and 10 from the 33. These two teams a year ago came into this game. Both were 6-0. West won that game 28-7. Both 4-2 coming in tonight. And this time, not much room. The ball loose, but they're going to rule that Mark Hughes was down. So Hughes able to get a couple, lost the ball, but he was clearly down. And that play picked up about 1 yard.
That was Hughes' second carry here. You'll see where he gets wrapped up, but he is down. There is the lasso being applied by Jim Mitchell. And the ball sits out there, and the Patriots still fall back on top of it nonetheless. But as you mentioned, he was down. It will be a 2nd down and 10 situation now for the Patriots.
A lot of people came into this game thinking that perhaps this would be the year that East could get the huge monkey off their back. Haven't won in 18 years, and West has just dominated this football game with 2 crunching drives.
Well, look at the time for Felicetti.
Now he has to tuck it away. There were 8 men back. Felicetti gets away. Look at him go.
A couple of Harry Houdini moves there by Jack Felicetti. Oh, nifty footwork by the senior signal caller.
Only 3 men rushing that time, and Felicetti was back there for what seemed to be an eternity. Take a look at this.
This is, you're not kidding. He could break out the nachos and sit back and knock down a nice Coca-Cola as he makes a nifty move of getting away that time by the pursuit of Kyle Myers. And then he gets hit again, and he slips away, and watch the spin move here, and he's finally pulled down, but Josh Felicetti did that all on his own to pick up a good 7 yards on that play.
So it's now 3rd down and 3. Felicetti will run, looking for the first down, and he has it. Gets the ball to the 46-yard line. What was interesting on that play before was that Central Bucks West had everybody blanketed down the field. The coverage was outstanding.
Is it safe to say it was a prevent defense?
You might think. And this is simply a quarterback draw right here. And Felicetti looking to get the chain, looking to get through the first down marker, and does. Problem now for East, Chuck, coming up now with 1:50 to play here, and they've got a long way to go.
Under 1:45 remaining, you're right, it is going to be important now. The Patriots, though, can strike quick. They love that draw play with Bobby Holmes where he barrels up the middle, but not this time.
Felicetti looking to throw. Enslinger there and got spun around the wrong way and incomplete. I think the East bench that time wanted a flag thrown for interference. The referee's right there, though, and that ball was overthrown.
It might be the 3rd time in this first half that the Patriots have attempted this type of pattern. As we'll look at it again, Felicetti getting excellent protection. He has plenty of time, throws a pretty nice ball, but it's intended for Enslinger and way out of his grasp. Couldn't pull that one in.
So now 1:31 left to go before the end of the first half. And East 54 yards away from the CB West goal line, down 14-0. 2nd down and 10. East in a position where they're going to probably have to throw the ball a little bit more than they wanted to. 2 receivers split out to the right, 2 to the left. Felicetti looking, nobody to throw to, will take off. Again, he spins away. and gets the ball out to his own 49-yard line. A spin move. He's eluded a number of tacklers, but again, great coverage down the field.
Looks like a move you'd use out on the hardwood by Josh Felicetti. He's getting excellent protection. Hats off to the offensive line for the Patriots, really protecting him. And you can see Felicetti with the spin move, and two bucks collide right there, and Felicetti turns a negative into a positive. It's going to be third down and call it 7 for the Patriots.
And it's interesting because West is only rushing with 3 men on the line. They're dropping everybody else back in coverage. So you have 5 defensive backs, you have 3 linebackers, and they are basically saying, take your time, we're just going to blanket the field with your receivers.
And that's exactly the mindset of Josh Felicetti. He knows that everyone's back defensively, and there should be some open gaps. If he cannot complete the pass, try to pick it up on the ground. He's made a couple of nifty moves, but they still have to get the ball in Bucs territory. Still plenty of time left here in the first half. As you can see, Felicetti being attended to. His hand might have got banged up there on that last carry.
Now Felicetti now with his work cut out for him, and his coach Larry Green, the worst of all worlds. He has seen his defense in this game pushed around. 2 very long drives by CB West have resulted in touchdowns. And this is really CB West football. It's really 3 decades of tradition of excellence here, and what you've seen tonight has been what CB West has lived on all these years.
You got to look, at Randy Cuthbert, and he is very well known with what happens here at this field. And now there's that counter.
Get the ball to the outside and going to be run out of bounds. Nowhere to go for Mike O'Donnell. Clock will continue to run. He was pushed down at the 50-yard line. So it's now going to be 4th down.
Well, Gene Rich as well as Aaron Kennedy really stringing out O'Donnell. You can see trying to move as much as he can to the outside, and you can see the pursuit as he's met by Kennedy and knocked out of bounds. So Aaron Kennedy there to make the nice tackle on Mike O'Donnell.
Boy, Gene Rich with a nice play, number 55. And what a guy he has been this year. A lineman who had earlier in the year a 64-yard fumble recovery. That was a game against Abington. And hey, imagine the other team's Abington's trying to move the ball in for a score, and the ball's on the ground. There's Rich picking it up. Every lineman's dream. I think he just may have run out of gas.
Well, you look at Rich, the senior, 6'1", 255-pounder, and he rumbled and bumbled to get in, but Larry Green right now would like to see his Patriots put something up on the board with 40 seconds to go here in this first half. This will be a big 4th down play for CB East.
Now, 4th down and 6 now, and obviously they have to go for it with 40 seconds left. And the problem is not so much even picking up the first down, although that has to be done to keep the drive alive. The problem is you have half the field to go, and they really have not been able to throw the ball long down the field as the West defensive backs have done a great job.
Well, Randy Cuthbert has to be pleased with what he's getting from his ball club today, and get a good look right there at Josh Felicetti enjoying some H2O. 40 seconds remaining, and the Patriots are going to be punting this football away.
Now they won't go for it. And I'm a little surprised they're not, to tell you the truth.
Oh, it would have been a big lift if they were able to put something on the board by the end of the first half, but that will not be the case.
The ball will be down at the 12-yard line, and CB West will probably just take a knee, maybe run one safe play with 30 seconds left, and take it to the locker room, a convincing 14-0 lead.
Oh, what a first half by the Bucs. You're right. They've really done some nice job of chewing up some time, working it on the ground, and the ground game really set up a couple of nice aerial attacks by Joe DiGiacomo, and both touchdowns coming in the air, but they were all built by that foundation from that great ground game and really mixing the ball up with Jim Fagnani doing most of the load and Aaron Kennedy and Jim Mitchell. It's been a nice 3-back tandem.
Well, DiGiacomo will just take the knee and a little bit of confusion in the line, and they will let the clock run here. 20 seconds left. I'm not even sure that West has to hike the ball again. DiGiacomo going over to have a chat with Randy Cuthbert. They may have to snap it one more time, but I don't think so. And at this point of the game, you're down in the shadow of your own goal line with a 14-0 lead. Why even bother?
Yeah, he'll go down on one knee, and actually there's 1 second remaining, and they're going to call it a half.
So that's the end of the first half here from War Memorial Field. It has been all CB West. They lead their crosstown rival CB East 14-0. We'll take a break and we'll come back for the start of the second half right after this. The start of the second half from War Memorial Field here in Doylestown. West convincingly ahead 14-0. In each of the first two quarters, they put together drives of over 70 yards, cashed in with touchdowns. And now it's incumbent on East to try to get something going. Chuck, they will get the ball first in this second half. And Josh Felicetti has really got to make something happen here. They have really been ineffective moving the football.
Josh Felicetti had a very difficult first half, just 2 for 6 from the air for 9 yards, and he carried the ball 4 times for 16 yards. As we get a look at Aaron Kennedy, who was back deep for West. Jim Fagnani carried most of the load in the first half for the Bucks. 10 carries, 46 yards. He paved the way for Aaron Kennedy, led 4 carries for 24 yards, and also Mitchell with 36 yards on 4 carries as well.
James Weiberly kicks off, and a fair catch is made by Dan McKelvey. So East will take over here, the ball at their 32-yard line. 2 long scoring drives we mentioned, one capped off by Joe DiGiacomo's toss to Derek Kinzel, 34 yards for the touchdown. And then in the second quarter, it was Mitchell who caught a touchdown pass from DiGiacomo, and it was the only pass of a 75-yard drive.
Yeah, Jim Mitchell with that 4-yard touchdown pass. And here come the Patriots. Have to get something moving offensively.
They will try on the ground, and a yard at most for the ball carrier, Mark Hughes.
What a hit, though, by big 55 Gene Rich. The 6'1 senior just showed a lot of explosiveness just to wrap his arms around him. We'll look at it one more time. You get a look at Hughes, and Hughes is just hit immediately. It's a big tackle. Trying to rip that football away.
Now the Patriot enjoying himself, but not the score here so far, as his team trailing 14-0. 2nd down and 9 for the Patriots. Opening minute of the second half. Out of the I formation. Felicetti wants to throw. Almost picked off.
Kinzel, very nice defensive play by Derek, who steps up in front to knock that away. Kinzel, watch again as Josh Felicetti's going to roll out this time to his right. Very good blocking up front. You see Hughes there knocking away, and also Felicetti throwing a strike, but knocked away, intended for Inslinger. Inslinger with 1 carry in the ballgame for 8 yards. Believe it or not, Mark Hughes has carried the ball 3 times in this ballgame for 12 yards, so that shows you what is happening to this offense for the Patriots. Not much at this time. Great to get something going.
Great secondary coverage down the field here for CB West. Felicetti has lots of time. He's had plenty of time all day, and he had a man open and just missed him. Pocock, who was open down the field in the middle. If he catches that ball in stride, he probably goes for another 25 yards.
Well, Matt Pocock, you're right, had plenty of room to operate. The 6-foot senior cutting right across the middle of the field. Look at the time by Josh Felicetti. He has plenty of time to throw to strike to Pocock, and Pocock actually has one of the receptions of the 2 completions of the day on Josh Felicetti's arm, but not that time. Punting situation for the Patriots.
So East fails to move in their first shot here, and the ball will bounce. West will let it go. And the ball is finally going to be down by number 12, Bill Bigany. And West will get it. Pretty good field position to start this second half. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Well, that's not a good sign for Coach Larry Green on that first series of play. You'd like to see a little bit more offensive out of the Patriot attack. Josh Felicetti having a tough time completing pass. And the ground attack, just one opportunity by Mark Hughes. And right now, they're really putting a lot of pressure on their defense, and they have to try to corral this CB West offense, who's shown that they could really move this ball on the ground.
1 back, 3 receivers to the right. They'll keep it on the ground, and not much doing that time. Getting the ball and being hit hard, number 43, Clay Lepley. He was the lone back in the backfield behind DiGiacomo, and he was grabbed immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Clay Lepley with 1 carry in the first half for a couple of yards, and right here you can see Zopp in on the initial hit, and he's helped out as well by Joe McNichol as they drive Lepley backwards, but they're going to mark it right now, getting back to the line of scrimmage, so call it 2nd down and 10.
CB West Despite the fact that they've lost 2 games, as many as they lost in the league over a 10-year period before this year, not ready to give up the mantle just yet. Giacomo looking to throw, fires it down the field, has a man, and again, he just overshoots his intended receiver. Ball was intended over there for number 4, that is Kyle Myers. He was open, and the ball just a little bit overthrown.
Kyle Myers, one of Giacomo's favorite receivers, the 6'3 senior with exceptional speed. Fly pattern, you can see the arm of Giacomo. He is not even set off balance. And look at the way he just throws that ball up there and just out of the reach of Kyle Myers, who makes a gallant effort but just can't pull it in.
It was one of those plays where he really didn't have to be off balance. He had plenty of time to set his feet. And sometimes your accuracy will suffer just a bit when you do that. But boy, he has a slingshot, though, for an arm.
He does. Third down and 10 play, and he's out of the shotgun.
Giacomo looking right, rolling that way. Now he's going to try to run with the football. Looking for the first down marker. Took a hit on the sideline.
Oh, that was Holmes. Big hit there by Bobby Holmes. I mean, really let Joe Giacomo pay for that run.
Holmes looked like a Patriot missile that time and made a nice hit and kept the quarterback, Giacomo, from getting a first down. Let's take another look and watch the end of this play.
Wow. Joe Giacomo buying a lot of time. Notices there's very good coverage downfield. He's being chased down from behind by Joe McNichol, and there's an arm tackle by Mark Hughes, but here comes the big guy. Oh, boy. Bobby Holmes just laying out Giacomo. And it's very close to a first down, but he's just a half a yard short.
And they're going to go for it on 4th down. So an interesting choice here. Giacomo goes forward, and he's got the first down. That's interesting. You're in your own territory with a 14-0 lead. A lot of coaches would play it very conservatively, punt the ball, especially since your defense is pitching a shutout. Randy Cuthbert says, hey, we've been doing it all game on the ground, and Giacomo just lunged forward to get the first down and right back with his mentor over on the sideline.
Hands off to the first-year coach, Randy Cuthbert, showing a lot of confidence in his offensive line and his quarterback, Joe Giacomo, who takes things into his own hands to pick up that first down, all on the ground with the big run and then the 2-yard plunge.
1st and 10 from West Zone 43-yard line. Trying to get to the outside is Jim Mitchell, and he is going to pick up 2 yards and no more. That was simply a foot race to the sideline.
That's right. Matt Pocock coming up with the tackle. They really strung out Mitchell on this play. Watch the containment by the Patriot defense, and Matt Pocock will come in as he's being tracked down there by Nate Chubb. Pocock comes up with the tackle. Eric Inslinger there to finish things off as well to get a nice lick in on that play.
Well, CB West, as you take a look at East defense, they've been under siege. The 2 drives that resulted in touchdowns in the first half, both were almost 7 minutes long. Here's Mitchell again, cuts it back, gets to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Nice tackle by Eric Inslinger by the shoestrings to pull him down. Mitchell, boy, when he gets the football, he gets those legs churning, and he's able to make some nifty moves. Looks like he's caught.
He's not that big a guy, which is amazing.
And it's right. He really knows how to elude tacklers, but not that time. Zott was there as well, but Inslinger pulling him down, but he picks up a good 5 yards on that carry.
3rd down and 5 now. West at their own 48-yard line, trying to move the chains here. Out of the shotgun. Giacomo setting up a screen, lobs the ball out here. Nice
great
catch made by Fagnani. Fagnani made the catch, but he is dropped. Coming over to make the play was number 36, Nate Chubb, who stayed with him. But what a grab this is by Fagnani as he one-handed it.
Out of the shotgun, Giacomo is going to try to lay Fagnani out with a nice screenplay, and you're right. Fagnani with that one hand keeps the concentration, and there's Chubb to say, hey, I can go for a ride with Fagnani and pull him down, picks up maybe a yard on that play.
Now that saved a first down. If Chubb doesn't make that tackle, Fagnani would have picked up the first down and a whole lot more. And now Weiberly will drop back in punt formation, standing right around his own 36-yard line. Weiberly with a low line drive kick. Hughes will let it roll, and the ball goes out of bounds. And CB East will start their next drive at their own 12-yard line. Very poor field position here with 7:18 left to play in this 3rd quarter.
Well, James Weiberly with a very nice punt to really set back the Patriots. And there is a couple of Canines out on the track here at War Memorial.
Little added security here with things being as they are these days in the country.
I don't think they're doing an Alpo commercial.
Well, somebody let the dogs out here. 1st and 10 now. East has been totally stifled in this game offensively. They'll keep the ball on the ground. Holmes, the ball carrier. And he really has been a non-factor in this game, not so much because he's not doing it. He certainly has defensively, but the situation dictates that they go away from him because he normally is the guy who gets 4 or 5 tough yards.
Well, this is Bobby's second carry of the ball game. You're right, he takes a couple of Buck defenders with him, finally pulled down by Clay Lepley. You're right, Bobby Holmes, that's just his second carry. He has 2 carries on the night with just 6 yards to show for it, as they have not been able to call his number because of the situation at hand, trailing by 14 points.
And the frustration that East has healed, 18 long years since their last win, and ball carrier here, number 20, that is Eric Islinger. And Islinger is able to get to his 17-yard line, so now it'll be 3rd down and 4. And I'm really impressed. This community embraces this game like none other. There were people here 2-3 hours before the game ready to storm the gates when they opened up here. And look around, and here's the run by Islinger.
Well, Islinger with his second carry of the ball game, and he's hit hard by Rich. Also jumping into the pile, Andrew Ackley again, and everyone getting into the mix defensively now for the Bucs. The big guys up front really trying to wreak some havoc. We mentioned Mike Wynn being number 77 on the outside. He's one of the pass rushers.
Felicetti is going to be hit and dropped, and a great defensive play made there by Andrew Ackley, number 21.
We talked about Ackley a number of times. Mentioned his name, I think, in the entire first quarter. He has really done a job defensively for the Bucs, and not much Felicetti could do in that situation. It's going to be another punting situation for the Patriots.
And again, East not being able to do anything in this game offensively. Drew McGuire now will drop back in punt formation. And West should get pretty good field position out of this. Ball's going to be taken by Aaron Kennedy. Kennedy crossing midfield to the 45. And West will start now at the East 45-yard line, a 14-0 lead in great field position.
Inslinger there on the tackle with Bill Bigamy. You're right. Very good field position down for the Bucs. Nice return being stayed by number 11, Aaron Kennedy, and he's been doing it all. With there is Josh Felicetti. He's got to have some concern here in the third quarter with 5:16 remaining. His team down by 2 touchdowns.
Well, it hasn't been real complicated for West in this game. Very simple. They've run the ball tremendously effectively, and again, it is Fagnani with a big hole up the middle, and he bursts down for a first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, Fagnani, we mentioned 10 carries in the first half for 46 yards. Now 11 for 57 as he just burst up the middle. Some great explosion off the ball, and you'll watch he takes full advantage of it. Look at that hole right up the middle. You drive a Mack truck up there, and Fagnani says, I don't mind if I do. There's Eric Inslinger in with the tackle, and boy, we've been mentioning Eric's name a lot tonight, and that's not a good sign for the Patriot defense.
Keep the ball on the ground. The ball carrier, Doug Ortiz, and he gets a couple off the right side. You look at what CB West has done over the years, it is really mind-boggling. 4 state championships through the 1990s. They won 3 in a row, 97 through 99, and went into overtime, almost won a 4th last year. This is just a school that did not lose.
That's right. As we look at Jim Mitchell making that run off the right side, he is so elusive as he's finally pulled down by Trevor Armstrong, who makes the tackle. Well, it looks to be a pickup of 4 yards on that carry by Mitchell.
I think I had said Ortiz. It is Jim Mitchell. Mitchell has scored a touchdown in this game on a pass from DiGiacomo. They've been keeping the ball on the ground. And a counter play here, and that doesn't go for much. In fact, may have lost the yard. Ball carrier was Drew Kinzel, who has the other touchdown in this game.
See, they give him maybe a yard on the play.
Actually, I think it lost a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 now. What's important here, the clock continues to run.
Derek Kinzel trying to get into the mix with his first run. And you look over to the sidelines of CB East, a little bit of concern on the face of Rob Weinstock.
Aaron Kennedy gets the ball, and He will get down to about the 25-yard line. We mentioned the clock running under 3:25 now, third quarter. And again, West doing what they've done at best, running the football, eating up yardage, eating up time.
And this is what they do so well. As you mentioned, Aaron Kennedy, it's his turn to run between the tackles. There's Eric Inslinger again making a tackle, and Mike Zopp there as well to try to put this running attack to a halt. You see Bobby Holmes looking over. He's the anchor of this Patriot defense. Stymied right now because the Bucks have been able to move the ball with much success on the ground.
Some great holes being opened up. Justin Otten, number 76, a D1 prospect, and also a guy who's done a great job, number 77, Mike Wynn. Really, the game has been won in the trenches here by CBWS. Giacomo wants to throw, has a man to the side, and Aaron Kennedy had to go right between his hands. He had to stop and he had to reach down, but it's a ball he'll tell you he probably should have caught.
I think Aaron was thinking of running before catching. That might have been the situation. A little oohs and ahs after that drop pass, but Kennedy very quick, but looks like we'll get a look at it one more time. The Giacomo has plenty of time once again. It lobs it out there, and yeah, that was it. Kennedy will tell you he was looking to run with the football before bringing it in.
So that fourth down play means that East will take possession. They have it at their own 25-yard line with 2:48 left, third quarter. They are down 14-0. East has been able to do little on offense in this game. Palisetti wants to wear it out. Ball intended for Inslinger, incomplete. And good coverage downfield. Aaron Kennedy and Chris McGinn were right with him.
Well, Eric Inslinger, we talked about the work he has done defensively for the Patriots, but here offensively he gets out in the open, but the ball just overthrown, trying to thread the needle between two Buck defenders. Back on the play as well as Chris McGinn trying to seal things off. And there is Coach Green. A little bit of concern there as well with the team touchdowns here in the third quarter with just 2:43 remaining.
Exactly. Looks like a whole lot of concern right now as his offense hasn't been able to do much against this tough Bucks defense. Second down and 10 from the 25. Palisetti with three receivers, looks to throw, the quick drop, throwing, and incomplete. Ball intended for Matt Pocock. It looks like he got held up a little bit, but no flag.
Well, that's it. This Patriot offense has been totally stymied by the Bucks defense. They have really not put the pressure on, but they've had good coverage downfield as well. Josh Palisetti just 2 for 9 in his passing attempts here in this ball game, and he needs to get hot in a hurry to try to get his ball club back in this game as they trail by 14.
Third down and 10. Most of the night, CBWS in this situation has rushed 3 men. They've dropped 8 back in coverage. Palisetti with time. He throws, and he threw behind his intended receiver, Mark Hughes. Palisetti has not been as accurate as he normally is tonight. If he hits Hughes in stride, that's a first down.
And Hughes had a nice pattern run here. You're right, Palisetti just behind him, and Hughes almost made an acrobatic catch going back for the football, and he almost paid a dear price as he was hit rather hard from behind by Andrew Ackley as he tag teamed with Jim Mitchell in on that play.
So again, East has to punt. High wobbler in the air. Ball will bounce, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 14-0 West. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Now the balloons all over the place here tonight. These are the East balloons, the black and gold across the field for West. West in control of this game, 14-0 here as we come to the late stages of the third quarter. This is what they've done best. Ball kept on the ground. Fagnani, and he's all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Like O'Donnell with a touchdown-saving tackle, but remember, there's a flag on the play.
The flag had been dropped back at the original line of scrimmage. Although the flag has now been picked up, Fagnani with a burst as he found that hole and took it 35 yards, but it looks like this play may end up coming back.
Oh, Jim Stevenson having some words with Steve Clark. Tom Ray is also working this ball game with Steve Cave and John Moscow, and yes, the penalty will be assessed to the Bucks.
Well, that's a killer right here. Somebody moved a little prematurely. Look at the holes that have been opened up in this game, Chuck.
Well, Fagnani, we talked about his explosiveness up the middle, and Mike O'Donnell, the only one there to bring him down and saves a touchdown, though there was a flag on the play. And it's going to come all the way back.
So the 35-yard run by Fagnani is wiped out. Instead, the 5-yard assessment will make it 1st and 15 back at the West 40-yard line.
Well, the Patriot defense needs to turn the football over, try to get a turnover here, try to strip something away. They have to make something happen with time ticking down here in the third quarter. Close to 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, and the Patriot defense has just been sitting back, and you can just see the Bucs is running over them right now, and they have to change this course and the tide of this ball game.
The quick pitch, Aaron Kennedy, and Kennedy will get 3 yards. It's really amazing when you watch what high school football has become over the years, and you especially see it in a hotbed like Doylestown. It is really now a 12-month-a-year game with the weightlifting and the conditioning drills, and here's Kennedy at the end of this run for 3. It'll be 2nd down and 12, and these guys are really devoted, much more so. It used to be when the season ended, that would be it, but a lot of these guys hit the weight room a week later, and they're in there until the football season starts again, and sometimes even during the season.
Safe to say football, the primary sport here in Doylestown.
Well, they keep it on the ground, and they'll get it back to about the 45-yard line.
Well, DiGiacomo having a tough job with the exchange from center, but able to keep his grips of the football as he goes over to talk to Randy Cuthbert. He gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage.
Sort of takes away from the old days where the coach would send in a messenger guard, and they would have guards come back and forth. This way, Cuthbert comes on the field a little bit, and DiGiacomo knows to go right over and talk to him. Very effective way to get the quarterback and coach on the same page as far as the play call. Here's Fagnani, and he belts his way to midfield. That's a pickup of 4, but now it'll be 4th down. And West taking no chances here with 40 seconds left third quarter. Very conservative play calling.
Yes, that's right. Bobby Holmes with a nice tackle here on Fagnani. And Fagnani, this play erupted for a big gainer previously, but not this time, as Bobby Holmes was there to wrap him up and bring him down. A big punting situation now for the Bucs. And they are going to send Mark Hughes. He'll be deep. He'll be the deep man to receive this punt.
James Weiberly will kick it away. Weiberly with a chance to pin it back deep in East territory. This punt's not going to be returned as West's all over it, and it will bounce and die right at the 17-yard line. Again, East with just terrible field position, and that's pretty much been the story of the night.
And that's going to wrap up the third quarter as well.
So at the end of 3, it's 14-0 West, back with the fourth quarter right after these words. Well, it hasn't been a good night for CBE. They were pretty determined, and they really thought, Chuck, they had a shot to win this game. It's been 18 years since they last beat their crosstown rival. With a lot of confidence, same record as West, same disappointing down to the wire loss to the Chamonix on the resume. Hasn't worked out for them tonight.
Now they've just had a tough time getting that offensive gears. There is the Buck. Also got a quick look at Kevin Eichelman as well. As you mentioned, both teams dropping a game to the Chamonix, and both tough losses where East had a very good chance of beating the Chamonix last week, as there's the Gator Chomp, so a lot of Florida Gator fans, I guess, in attendance, because we have the Bucs and the Patriots.
They hand the ball off, and here's a big run, finally getting it going here. He hasn't had many carries tonight, but Bobby Holmes able to pick up a 1st down and buy his team a little bit of field position.
Oh, they need big Bobby Holmes to take some of the load off this offense, because look at that hole, and Bobby just explodes up the middle. He is hit hard. Very nice tackle in the open field by Andrew Ackley. Boy, Andy has done a great job defensively today for the Bucs. We mentioned his number on a number of occasions. He's really stepped up to the challenge.
So a pickup of 11. It's 1st and 10. And again, Holmes the ball carrier, and this time gang tackled. He crosses the 30-yard line to the 32.
Well, maybe this is Larry Green's secret weapon, Randy. He's going to wait to the fourth quarter and just unleash Bobby Holmes and let him punish the Bucs defense because he is a big boy and runs very powerfully. He reminds me a lot of that Mike Allstott from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very hard runner, and he's not carried the ball much in this ball game prior to this quarter. Just 2 carries for 6 yards, but now he has 4, and they've come in succession.
Second down and 5. Quick pitch out the near side to Dan McKelvey. And McKelvey run out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down. McKelvey, who has his parents who both teach in the school system, so very well entrenched here in Doylestown. And this, again, a play they haven't used much tonight. The quick pitch, and it's open.
Yeah, they haven't had that opportunity. They've needed big yardage, but McKelvey there with a nice reception. His first of the game, just 3 receivers picking up a pass. And here is another big gain by Holmes.
Holmes, and he is going to be ridden down, but not before he gets inside the West 45-yard line. A tackle finally made by number 12, Chris McGinn.
Well, maybe that is the secret weapon for Bobby Holmes. We'll look at it again. He gets the football, a little bit of dance around Felicetti as he has plenty of room coming off this right side. He stiff arms and tries to knock away and drag with him was Chris McGinn. But Holmes picking up yet another first down for the Patriots.
This is where a big back can really be effective late in the game. The defense gets a little tired, and a big back can take advantage. They finally go into Holmes. They finally go into the short pass here in the fourth quarter. This time again, another big gain. Number 21, Brian Hogan, who hasn't carried much in this game, and he fights his way inside the West 35-yard line. So for the first time in this game, Central Bucks East beginning to move the football, and the East faithful coming to their feet here on the home side of the field. First time they've had anything to cheer about tonight.
Well, Brian Hogan getting the opportunity to run the football, and you can see how he's fighting for every kick as the 6-foot junior picks up. Well, let's see where they mark the football. Looks like he picked up like 7 on that play, but right now they're going to bring it out to a measure. Mark this one. How close he got to the first down? Did he get it?
And they are short by just about 6 inches, says referee Jim Stevenson. So it'll be second down and a little bit for first. And this offense, which has been pretty dormant all night for East, is showing signs of life here. And what I like is they are mixing the ball around. 4 or 5 different guys getting opportunities to move the chains.
Well, they've struggled through the air, and they're now trying to make something happen on the ground as the Patriot faithful are waving those rally towels.
On the ground again, and that's going to be a first down as Hogan inside the 30-yard line, and the East offense in gear right now.
Well, Brian Hogan gets the Patriot fans back into this ball game as they erupted on this carry. And we'll look at Hogan once again off the right side, protecting the football as he's drugged down and picks up the first down.
9:35 to go. East has to put points on the board on this drive. Hogan, the ball carrier again. Drop right at the 25-yard line. A pickup of 1.
Well, Bagnani there to wrap up. Hogan on 3 consecutive carries, picking up 1 on that play. And Brian Hogan, a big shot of adrenaline in the arm of this Patriot offense, set things up from Bobby Holmes, and that tag team has tried to move the football and are doing it. The Bucs wondering what's happening to our defense right now. And he's still trying to get the CB faithful back into this ball game.
Quick drop, throw out here, and again, just off the mark by Felicetti.
Pass was intended for Eric Enslinger. There is Eric. We talked about the job Eric's done defensively, and here he comes. They go his way offensively, and just out of the reach. Felicetti just hasn't been right on the mark here tonight.
Yeah, he's usually a pretty accurate passer, and some of the throws tonight have not been where they should be. Still, 3rd and 9 here, and a big conversion play. And you know that with a score 14-0 East down, they will go for it on 4th down. So 2 plays to pick up 9 yards. Felicetti, and did he take a hit?
He was upended.
Tried to dive over the pile that time, and he got smoked.
I don't know if it was Clay Lepley or Rich O'Brien, but somebody really put a stamp on Josh Bellicetti. He's not shaken up. He is a tough character. We'll watch it again. The quarterback keeper. Let's see who levels out Bellicetti. And there it is high. It's like 43 on the play, and that would be Clay Lepley, who says, "Hello, Mr. Bellicetti, and welcome to War Memorial."
Well, the play picked up a yard. Bellicetti took some punishment, and now 4th and 8, and for all intents and purposes, this could be the ball game right here. Still 8:15 left, but East has to convert this first down. Bellicetti to throw. Again, he has plenty of time all day to throw. Throws, and it's incomplete. The ball was intended that time for Mark Hughes. He had it momentarily, would have been very close to a first down, and then he lost the ball.
Can't imagine how much time here Josh Bellicetti has. He's got an eternity to throw this football. No one even near him. And you can see and understand the blanket coverage. And there is the intended pass that was intended for Matt Pocock. And very good defense coming up with that. Looked like Ortiz, Doug Ortiz defensively, to wrap up Matt and knock that football loose.
So the ball turns over now, and Central Bucks West has held. The best drive of the game for East results in no points. And now West will look to chew up some time. They keep the ball on the ground. Under 8 minutes left to play in this game. A couple of first downs could make it academic at this point.
And that will be the case. You see big number 76, and also Fagnani looking for someone to come in for him right now. He needs a little bit of a breather. As Justin Otten, you talked about the job he has done today, really paving the way for Fagnani. And Fagnani wanted to come out of the ball game, but no, yes, no, but he's finally going to be taken out by his head coach, Randy Cuthbert.
I don't know, a little bit of woozy right there. Play picked up 2 yards. You know, West probably won't be throwing the football here. They keep the ball on the ground. And here's Lepley. He's got a first down and a whole lot more. Lepley takes it out to midfield. And now West can feel this game starting to go into the bank right here. Lepley with a great run. He broke a tackle. And Clay Lepley with a nice game.
Oh, he's giving some licks defensively, and he's going to give a big one offensively. Here off the left side, he just goes right by Bobby Holmes, cuts to the outside, waltzes away from Biggity, and right now it looks like Mark Hughes has to pull him down, but a big gain and a first down for the Bucks. Boy, a nice pickup on that by Clay Lepley.
25 yards the pickup. Again, Lepley gets the football, and Lepley picks up 6 right there down to the East 44-yard line. This offense has just grinded away at the East defense all night, and the guys up front just moving mountains.
That's it. This offensive line, we talked about how strong they are, and they're really opening up some big holes. There's Lepley again, stumbling forward for a big 6-yard gain. 2 carries, 31 yards here in this series for Clay Lepley.
6:24 left in the ball game. 14-0 West. 2nd and 4. Again, they keep it on the ground, and again off that left side. That's where they're doing most of the damage right here.
Magnani with the carry. They try to get Jim back into the mix. You're right. He'll move the chains for the Bucks, and the Bucks continue to work with this ground attack, and it has been very solid, and it chews up a lot of time and effective. Coach Randy Cuthbert. His team holds a 2-touchdown lead, and the big offensive linemen are getting the job done, anchored by their center, number 50, Mike Ware, the senior 5'9", 190-pounder.
Lepley in motion. Fagnani again, the ball carrier, and some tough running, and he'll take the ball inside the East 35-yard line. Chuck, the clock, the problem right now for East, 5:45 left to go. They not only have to make a stop, but then they've got to get 2 quick scores, and it's beginning to look very dim here for East.
Yeah, because right now this offense has been a juggernaut moving the ball on the ground. They've really been able to keep their backs in check. You look at big number 76. We mentioned him a number of times today as well. Justin Otten, Mike Wynn, also getting the job done. I'll tell you, these guys have really moved mountains in this ball game to really open the door for their backfield, and they've really taken advantage of this opportunity.
Well, that's where the game has been won. The 2 touchdowns coming off 77 and 75-yard drives. Most of the yardage chewed up on the ground. Fagnani again, and he's going to get the first down as he crashes his way down to the 27-yard line. And right now, the East line, right now probably feeling a little bit down as their offense unable to score any points, and they just go to work off that left side.
And what a hole opened up. You're right on that left. They go behind big Justin Otten and take advantage of that size, and they just keep moving that chain, and they take their time and chew up the clock. Close to 5 minutes remaining in this ball game, and the Patriots have to come up with a big stop.
Well, 1st and 10 now, so they buy 3 more downs, and we've got exactly 5 minutes left to play in the ball game. West with the ball and a 14-point lead, and again, keep it on the ground. The pile just moves forward, and 5-6 yards at a clip here as the ball carrier.
Clay Lepley.
Yeah, Lepley again, and here's one of the men who has done the job tonight up front, Mike Weir, the center. Well, linemen love a game like this. You basically just one-on-one blocking and basically just move guys out, keep the ball on the ground.
That's it. Look at the surge off the ground, and you can see Jim Mitchell getting knocked back, who's fighting to try to clear it away for Lepley to pick up extra yardage.
Keep the ball on the ground again, and not much of a gain. They get it inside the 25-yard line. Lepley again, the ball carrier. Lepley had that big 25-yard run a couple of minutes ago. This will set up 3rd down. Only now there are 4 minutes left in the game.
Well, you can notice every back who touches the football wraps both arms around it and protects the football with a 2-touchdown lead. See the big hit there by Mark Hughes, the initial contact, and then finally brought down by Joe McNichol. But by that time, you got Clay Lepley picking up a couple of yards and continuously move the ball on the ground.
3rd down and 6. Fagnani looking for the first down. He's got it. He's got the corner, and he is close to the goal line. Did he get in?
Looks like he went out at the 1-yard line.
Boy, what a run by Fagnani. He turned the corner in a hurry and then just accelerated and just missed getting a touchdown. Watch this run.
Well, here's the quick pitch coming to the left side. Good seal protection. What a block there. Not much that Nate Chubb could do as he's cleared out. You can see the wall coming down. Mitchell there to knock away Pocock as well as he gets down to maybe the 1-yard line, so it should be 1st and goal. They're now marking the football at the 2-yard line.
Eric Islinger made the tackle. What a great seal-off block. You mentioned the block that sealed it. That was Clay Lepley with a tremendous block. So a lot of guys who are carrying the ball tonight are also throwing some devastating blocks. 1st and goal at the 2. They keep it on the ground and into the end zone. West thinks they've scored. Lepley in the end zone, but no indication yet. I don't know whether a penalty flag went down.
Yes,
Looks like it did.
Say flag on the play. Dead
legal procedure. Somebody trying to cheat and get a step off the line, and so this will cost West 5 yards. Take another look. End of the play. Lepley ends up scoring the touchdown, but does not count.
Just barrels through. Clay has played a great ball game, but this touchdown will be erased. That's Randy Cuthbert, and right now he's got to be somewhat happy. His team up by 2 touchdowns, and they're knocking on the door for their 3rd, even though they've been knocked back 5 yards, but it's still a 1st and goal situation.
Mitchell sidestepping, gets to the 5 and no more. What a tough job to inherit for Randy Cuthbert. Obviously a native son here, a guy who was one of the star players when he played in high school. But Randy Cuthbert, well, you inherit a program that never loses. I mean, he had a 59-game winning streak, snapped at the end of last year in a state championship game. And here's the keys to the office, coach. And by the way, try not to lose a game for about 10 years.
That's it. Well, they have 2 losses this year, and what a year he has had. And some people might consider it a down year. You got to shake your head like, what? Are you kidding me? What a ball club he has here at CB West.
From the 5-yard line, Fagnani gets the call, pounds away to the 3-yard line. And, you know, if you're West, you'd obviously like to score a touchdown to end all hope for East, but you don't mind the clock running right now either.
And it continues to tick down, under 2.5 remaining in this contest. And it's been all ball movement and ball control by this Central Bucks West offense. The CB West offensive line deserves a game ball each because they have really done a terrific job here tonight and just clearing the way for the backfield. And these young Bucks have really gotten the job done for Randy Cuthbert.
Well, East has taken a timeout right here with 2:18 left to play in the fourth quarter. 14-0 West. They are threatening. We'll take a break. We'll come back right after these words. $14-0 West. Been a tough night. CBE thought maybe this was the year, and just has not happened.
Josh Policetti with the headset on, talking to his offensive coordinators. They have been stymied tonight by the CB West defense, shutting them out, and looks like that might be the case. Randy Cuthbert, on the other hand, has to be pleased with the performance of his offensive line. They have been the storyline tonight. Ironically, though, both touchdowns have come via the air, but it's all been set up by the terrific ground game of the Bucks.
Now, the second touchdown drive, it was all on the ground until the touchdown pass. That was the last play. And right here, 3rd down and goal inside the 5-yard line. West trying to put the exclamation mark on it. The quarterback, DiGiacomo, does he get in? He does. Touchdown, Central Bucks West. DiGiacomo has thrown for 2, and now he's run for 1.
Well, Joe's been involved in all 3 touchdowns. We talked about Joe's athleticism. Loves to play street basketball. He shows there. He's congratulated by his teammates. As you mentioned, has been involved in all 3 scores for the Bucks, and he shows why he can get the job done. This 6'1" senior is having a great senior season here for Randy Cuthbert, and there's Coach Green, and I guess all hope must be lost at this point, trailing 20-0, pending this extra point and 2:13 remaining.
Well, the extra point attempt by James Weiberly. It'll be out of the hold of Tony DeBrino. This one for a 21-0 lead. So Central Bucks West still the champ here in Doylestown. Extra point is good. And with 2:13 left to play in the ball game, Central Bucks West 21, Central Bucks East nothing. Another impressive drive done mostly on the ground.
Jim Bagnani, Clay Leckley involved, as well as Jim Mitchell. Everyone touching the football on the offensive side of the ball. And we talk about the solid offensive line. There is a look of concern. That is a Patriot who's got to wonder, I can't believe these guys are going to pull it out again. And here is the quarterback keeper by Joe DiGiacomo. He just brushes away on the play Nate Chubb and comes rolling in for the touchdown. And as you have mentioned, Randy, 1 on the ground and 2 in the air, and Joe DiGiacomo just doing it again here on the Comcast Network. He has just been fantastic in every game we have covered this CB West team.
3 drives of more than 70 yards tonight. That one all on the ground as DiGiacomo capped it off with the touchdown. And CB West still the champs here as this is a big win. There'll still be a game behind the Chamonix after the win tonight, and tied here with CB East, but has to be a disappointing night for CB East. This is the game they really thought they could win. All the years of frustration and all the build-up, and the school was really pumped for a victory here tonight, and West did what they do best, which is control the line of scrimmage, smash-mouth football, and they've been successful here again tonight. They have 2:13 left to play and a convincing 21-0 lead.
I'd have to agree with you. Had the opportunity to see CB East play against the Chamonix last week, a game that they will tell you should have won, and were winning the entire ball game to the final quarter, and to suffer that tough defeat. And they look so strong defensively, but CB West had an answer to that here tonight.
He will be dragged down at the 34-yard line.
Tony DeBrino knocking him out of bounds. Eric Inslinger, what a game he has had today, giving it his all offensively and defensively. What a gamely performance tonight by that youngster.
Well, East offense has been able to do little in this ball game. They had the one good drive in the fourth quarter. They took it down inside the West 25-yard line. But that really has been just about it. They've been saddled with poor field position. Except for that drive, they have not moved the football offensively. Procedure penalty here. This will cost East 5 yards.
All right, now, obviously the concentration breaking down. There's some dejection on the east side of the field. They knew this is a game that they thought and could win, and right now trailing by 3 touchdowns. All hope seems to be gone as 2:04 remains here in the fourth quarter, and there it is, and everyone not in sync offensively, and there is the motion to set back the Patriots 5 yards.
I don't believe we have had a turnover in this game. This has just been 3 spectacular, grinded-out drives down the field by West. And that ball's incomplete off the hands of Islinger. But when you're able to drive the ball on your opponent 3 times for 70-plus yards and do most of it on the ground, that is a dominating performance. And that's what CB West has done here tonight.
Pure smash-mouth football by the Bucks. Getting the job done. There is the coverage by Kinzel on Inslinger. Knocking him down on the incompleted pass. Eric Kinzel, he was the recipient of the first touchdown of the day for the Bucks on a big 34-yard touchdown reception from Joe DiGiacomo.
And the ball carrier, Bobby Holmes, and Holmes able to take it to the 40-yard line as he picks up about 10 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5 now as the clock, with 1:45 left, continues to run, and East won't even bother with a huddle.
Bobby Holmes here in the second half. Every time he touches the football, he picks up close to 10 yards, but it might be too little too late.
That ball right on the money that time to Pocock, and Matt makes the catch for a first down. Takes it up to the 48-yard line, and Felicetti had that one right on the mark.
Oh, Jess Felicetti's 4th completion in 15 attempts, and Matt Pocock, the leading receiver with 2 catches on the day.
Felicetti again fires out, complete to Islinger, but again, not really throwing down the field. These are relatively short passes, and with 1:15 left, Central Bucks West just as happy to have the short completion and the quick tackle.
And the completion's not working for much. That pass may be getting a yard for the Patriot offense.
And again, the quick toss, and it's caught by Pocock, and he is down to the 42-yard line. So West playing at kind of prevent right now, being just as happy as the game is in the final minute. And now, timeout has been called here, as East will take a timeout with 49 seconds left, down 21-0.
We're getting a look at Matt Pocock. He's got 3 receptions on the day, the leading receiver for the East, but they've had a tough time getting anything done through the air. Randy Cuthbert, on the other hand, gives his defense some more encouragement. They hold a 21-0 lead. The National Conference District 1 champions of a year ago, last year finishing 14-1. PIAA runner-up to Erie Cathedral Prep. This year, this game meaning so much. Obviously, both teams coming in tonight with 2 losses. The team that loses this ball game, playoff hopes will most likely be lost. And looking at the CBE side, obviously a tough battle, but West came out with their A game today, and they were able to just chew up time and really work the ball on the ground and get the job done.
If this is the first time you have ever seen a CB West game, this is what all those championships were about. This game has been kind of a microcosm of what they have done over the years. Sound, solid defense, moving the ball on the ground, opening holes, and it's been a clinic here tonight by West. 45 seconds left. They'll move the chains. They stop the clock momentarily.
And Bobby Holmes again, Randy, with a double-digit carry. His last 5 carries have been more for 10 yards.
Felicetti throwing, and the ball incomplete. Trying to make the adjustment that time was Mark Hughes. He tried to come back, and he slipped as he did.
That was the 18th pass attempt of the ballgame for Josh Felicetti, just completing 6. So you can see on what side of the ball the success has been working, especially with those statistics. It's been the Bucks defense really playing a whale of a ballgame as well. The defense in alignment with that offensive line have really been the storyline of this game here this evening.
This has been a game that has been won in the trenches from the 32-yard line. And here again is Bobby Holmes, and he rumbles down to the 20-yard line. So again, a pickup of 11 yards, and that will move the chains one more time, and they just doused the coach on the other side of the field with Gatorade is Randy Cuthbert. I'm sure that's the first time he has gotten that treatment. He hopes he'll be getting it in early December. That ball was almost intercepted as leaping up into the air was Kyle Myers to knock it down and almost picked it off.
One surprising stat, Bobby Holmes, 8 carries, 71 yards. It shows the job he has done in the second half. Remember, in the halftime, he just had 2 carries for 6 yards. So he's been trying to get it done single-handedly, but just hasn't been enough. Coach Larry Green looking for that 100th victory, but it will not come tonight.
It's so hard for Larry Green. You play second fiddle to one of the great programs in the state. They just happen to be in your town. And last year they went 9-2, made the Division I playoffs, and flags will go down as somebody moved in the interior. And no matter how good you are, you know that across town there's a school that is just better year in, year out. And I'll tell you, that's got to be a tough psychological toll. And you see these kids have played some great football this year, last year, but just not able to get over the hump against their arch rivals.
And the string will continue. As you mentioned, East unable to pick up a victory since 1983 in this matchup between the East-West of Doylestown. And one thing I can tell you, this District 1 seems to be wide open this year, but West seems to be honing their skills as the season progresses, and they look like they're going to be right in the thick of things, as well as Neshaminy, a team that sits atop right now.
Pelicetti throws, and now penalty flag comes down. Hughes leaped into the air, and it appeared that referees, at least think Jim Mitchell, got to him just a little bit before the ball arrived. That's going to be pass interference.
Well, Mitchell looked at the official like, what did I do? He went up for the football, but right now the officials are going to congregate with Jim Stevenson, John Moscow, as well as Steve Clark, and they're going to discuss things. A big second down play with just 19 seconds remaining.
The referees trying to figure out exactly what the call will be here. I'm not sure that somebody did not move in the line as well. We'll see what the indication is. Pass interference, as we suspected, and that'll be it. You know, it's funny about this game. This game was played, I believe, up until 1992 on Thanksgiving Day. And, of course, with the playoffs and CB West involved in them every year, they decided to move it into a mid-season game. And well, can you imagine Thanksgiving? Everybody's home, the alumni, and playing this game. 10,000, 12,000 people would arrive here. And it's always tough, though, for teams that are in the playoffs to have to play, especially an arch rival on Thanksgiving late in the season like that.
Emotions run high in this contest. Now the Patriots trying to avoid the shutout.
And it is Holmes, and he gets down to the 5-yard line. So he's trying to gain some respect here. 9 seconds left. And this may be the final play of the ball game. Let's see if East can get it into the end zone. Ball into the end zone. Hughes, did he catch it? He did. Touchdown. East on the board. It comes with no time left on the clock as Mark Hughes grabs the pass from Pelicetti and couples into the end zone. And it will not be a shutout here tonight. And I believe that they will not bother to kick the extra point. Time has elapsed, and that's the end of the ball game. Central Bucks West, they've done it again. They've beaten Central Bucks East. The final score, 21-6. Randy Cuthbert, his first game against East as a coach, and it is a winning one.
Oh, Randy Cuthbert should be giving that game ball to his offensive line. What a job they have done. And there is your score, 21-6, CB West.
Thanks for being with us. Goodbye from War Memorial Field here in Doylestown.